All right, this is part two of the silver series. Makes me sound like something you refer to an elderly person as, like, oh, silver. Reminds me of the multivitamin. Okay, so at the end of the first episode of silver, I said I think silver prices will continually go up. So as you can see here, in the last year, it's gone up 100 and almost 167%. I do think that it'll balance. It might fall a little bit more, maybe to like in the low 80s, and it'll just kind of remain stable for a while. I think this was a speculation buy. Something had occurred. We don't really know what. I listen to a lot of CNBC, I like finance podcasts, and there's no definitive answer. Like, first, why did silver prices spike? It's all over. Due to severe 5 year structural supply deficit, surging industrial demands, blah, 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 geopolitical factors. The rally was further fueled by fears of inflation. You could see all these other ones. Still reprised or being structural reprised. A good time to invest. Silver storms in the spotlight. But why? But see, the thing is, it's happening all over. It's happening with platinum and gold, which we'll talk about too. But the thing is, it won't just go up for a month and then crash $40, just like that. Which to me means it's kind of speculation. It was up to $120, then it went down all the way into like the 70 range, low 70s here in February. Actually, just 10 days ago or so. Yeah, but then it shot up. There's a lot of speculation going on. However, silver is needed for a lot of industrial capacities, a lot of industrial designing and equipment, so therefore I could see that. But why just in 1 month then to crash? That to me signals that it was just a speculative thing. However, I do think over the long term it will go up. Well, why is that? Well, once again, I think Kevin Warsh, who Trump nominated to be the Federal Reserve Chairman, that could also be another reason why. Because I don't have dementia. My God, go away. I'm just going to click out of this. Sometimes things are too buggy. Kevin Warsh is actually not somebody who is known to want to lower the Federal Reserve rates. Chances are, and this was in January, that he'll go against what Trump wants. That's kind of the speculation there. Once again, it's all speculation. Because Kevin Warsh has been known to be sort of critical of the Fed, the amount of money, and in fact, there now is even talk about them raising rates, which makes sense because inflation is still very high. And in fact, people are seeing the electrical cost, home cost, grocery cost, but I see it because it's and now with the tariffs and then them being ruled that they're not supposed to happen that the way that they did, that the president doesn't have unilateral leverage to just do whatever he wants. That's where I think it's going to be actually worse. So the national debt, as you can see, is increasing. Here's the interest paid on the debt. U.S. total interest paid on debt, $6 trillion. So this is going up about $100,000. I don't know. I guess every 30 seconds. And here we go. Oh, there's not $100,000. Okay. So as the dollar, and as you can see here, we're going to talk about this. From the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913 to now, the dollar has lost 96% of its value. And therefore, precious metals, alternative currencies, Bitcoin, which is getting wrecked lately and is not a store of value, but it's gone through very cold seasons and it's also done very well. And even in the end, even though it has fallen substantially back from when it was $453 a coin in 2016, you still have made, I don't know, 14,000% return. Now, since silver is used in so much, and we can just read like what can silver be used for? There we go. Oh, there's even something about Minecraft. Electrical, solar, automotive, industrial, medical, jewelry, photography, specialized coatings. I mean, just anything. Let's do what is silver used for. 10 fascinating uses. We already know electronics. It's in cars, crazy engine bearings, medicine, water purification, tableware. We know that. As the dollar falls, people are going to look for something, and inflation goes up. People are going to look for a hedge. Silver is a hedge. Gold is a hedge. Because if silver is going up this much in value, there is a problem. So, for instance, U.S. money supply over the last 30 years. Let's go back to this. Take it back to money. 1996. Oh, there you go. We'll go back 10 years. As more and more dollars are getting printed out there, and the money supply increases, just like I used in one of the other videos, as you have more of one thing being doled out. Let's say Jordan shoes. We have 350 million people here in the United States, give or take. No one really knows the actual number. People pay 330, but then we have people here not legal citizens, illegal, whatever you want to call them, illegal citizens, illegal aliens. I don't really care. They're not registered. And therefore, there's estimate them being worth 20 to 40 million. So we can almost have 400 million. However, if there's Georgia shoes, there's 500 pairs for the entire United States, and it's like limited edition. I mean, you can charge thousands and thousands of dollars, and people will buy it. But if they make 350 million of them, it's like, okay, they're not as cool, and the price will go down substantially. That's what happens to the dollar. So people will then turn to something that will keep their store of value, because if you just have money sitting in the bank and it's losing value at a rapid rate, sitting in the bank at 0% interest doesn't do anything for you. So people look for an alternative store of value. Silver is one of them. And that's why I think that these prices, as you can see here, it's gone up 18.5% 1 week. That even though there was the crash, where's my chart at? Even though there was the crash here, it was like a jump crash, it's going to maintain around these numbers, but then over time, it's going to go up and up and up and up. I do not foresee this price of silver going down anytime soon. Like I said, it may drop into the maybe even 70s or 80s. So unless the new Federal Reserve chairman comes in and says, hey, we're going to boost interest rates up, silver prices will most likely fall. However, I do not foresee that happening. Chances are it'll stay the same, and the new Federal Reserve chairman will probably keep the interest rate steady, possibly. But it's very rare that, or very unlikely, no matter who Trump puts in, that anybody will raise rates. The reason why is it would then cost the United States government more money to pay the interest on the debt. This is what the Roman Empire did. They devalued their currency, which made it harder for everyday people to live, but then it made their debt not as bad to be paid off in terms of the interest. So if they raise the interest rate, this U.S. total interest rate paid is going to go up. It's going to be, and so all this money, more money, is going to have to go to paying the debt. So it's essentially doing themselves a disservice. So as the United States dollar falls, it's easier and easier to pay off the debt that we owe other people. So in the next video, I'm going to show you the price of gold, platinum, and palladium. I'll call it silver part 3, because technically it is. All right, so I'll be back with a video, and this will be the third of 3 videos. Right now, this is the second. The last one will be the third. Thanks for watching.